Good evening. I think today is 86th or 87th episode of Turning Point, where we are 86, 87, and uh, the number of sessions, the number of conversation we have had is all, I think, far more impactful than just mere numbers. I think the impact and the ripple effect that these conversation can happen in each person's life is immense, and I hope these conversations are going back to your families, to your societies, and creating the change that is actually the whole intent of Turning Point. So, like I always say, Turning Point is here, a space that is available for us for conversations, for us to go deeper into ourselves, for us to dive into ourselves and discover things that are magical in there. Why do I host these conversations? Because what I also realize is when I ask questions, I am diving deeper into myself as well. So it is not just the one who's answering who's going deeper, but also the one who's asking who also has the opportunity to go deep into themselves, to ask deep, meaningful questions. Each one of us has the opportunity to dive into ourselves at each point of time. And it is there where everything of value really resides. If we stop looking at life from the surface level and start going behind the meaning behind things and start understanding the things behind things and start being aware of things that are much more mindful plane, it will serve us. So, to begin this conversation, I invite anyone who would want to get into a conversation and discuss anything that is consuming them at this point of time, anything where they would like to have a breakthrough and going deeper. Who wants to go first? The session follows a format where from now for the next 50 minutes till 8 o'clock Dubai time, we will remain in conversation. It could be with one, two, or maybe three, depends on how long each conversation goes. We don't know how long each one goes. From 8 to 8:30 or uh, 50 minutes from now, we will have time for reflection. So as you reflect on the conversations, you might have insights that opens up for you inside you. And when you share that, you articulate your thoughts. And here is a very powerful uh, lesson that I heard recently, which is quite interesting and intriguing actually. If we really want to succeed in life, one of the ways, one of the best ways, either for ourselves or even for our children to do and practice is to start writing. Because the moment you start writing, you start articulating your thoughts, and the moment you can articulate your thoughts better and clearer, the more clearer will be your life. Because now you know how your thoughts are. And as you keep writing every single day, your thoughts will becoming more and more clear. So you have the opportunity to have a clear mind by simply writing. So welcome to Turning Point once again, and the floor is open for anyone who would step into a conversation.
Oh, hi, this is Magesh here.
Hello, Magesh.
Yes, I just joined. I'm sorry, I just joined around the 5 minutes late. I'm not very sure about exactly what you've said in the beginning of this meeting at 6 o'clock. And I try to understand your last sentences. And you mentioned about start writing about this. So to start the conversation, what exactly the means? I'm not clear what exactly the questions you are looking for. So please help us. or is it something to be shared from our personal friend or anything? And yeah.
I'd like to invite somebody else who would like to volunteer and share the format. Who would like to go? Rama, Lizzie, Major. Any one of you would like to just define what turning point is in your own words and what Magesh or others can get?
Yeah. Good evening. Are you able to hear me, Samir?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So turning point is the place and space where Samir comes into conversation with people. We all assemble here. Whoever has anything to share, anything to discuss, any challenges in life. So we get into conversation with Samir. So through his way of the dialogue, the conversation, the questions, he really brings out the kind of insight and breakthrough what one needs. And then we really get a solution for our own issues or challenges or the issue, the problems we may face. So that's the turning point where whatever the challenges, whatever the issues you may have, you can bring it out, discuss with Samir, and then based on his dialogue and questions, you discover your own breakthroughs, your own solutions. So that's the format, and it's a very, very safe and very free space, and it has been consistently going on for months and more than a year now. So it has been a great learning to be here, both in terms of participating in the dialogue as well as to listen to other dialogues and learn and apply them in our own life. So it has been very, very enriching for me personally and many of us here. Thank you, Samir.
Thank you very much, Rama.
Thank you, Samir. And the
Any
friend,
questions?
yes, I got the logic right now. How really this meeting looking for? Okay. Now, since Samir has asked this question, maybe I can start to start the conversation. The energies in the body, or normally the energy which is
The voice is cracking. Can you do something?
Yeah, Magesh, your internet seems to be an issue. I was wondering it is mine.
No. There is. I think he has opened both systems.
which keeps a person to normally the turning points also are the confidence. So
Magesh?
6 months, 1 year like this.
Magesh?
So how really
Magesh?
longer period? Hello?
No, your
No,
network is breaking. We couldn't hear anything.
audio issue.
One moment. Am I clear right now? Is my voice clear?
Better.
Better. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to connect with the my headphone, and possibly. Yeah. Okay. What I was trying to say is that in a life cycle of a person, or if a male or female, during the life cycle, the ups and downs ones keeps on coming and going, where which the energy levels or the inner strength plays a very important role. So if that could be plays as a key role in a turning point of a person. So if somebody undergoes, or if it is there in an energy level, or if this on a downtrend, if it goes, then how really the focus or the turning point, the guidance helps to quickly to come out from this to go onto the positive, the energy level, or the flow. This is something I thought like to start a conversation. Possibly Samir and team can take us through. Yeah, I hope my question is clear on this point. Yeah.
So, yes, I think so. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, please.
Are you asking this for yourself or are you asking this for somebody else?
I'm asking for myself.
All right. So when you say you have energy dips and it goes up and down, are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking about somebody else?
That's for myself.
So can you give me a specific example of where your energy dipped or something in your life where you want a course correction?
Well, I can put this way. See, normally I used to be a kind of go-getter. I always keep my strength, and I always normally keeps very energetic. But sometimes, if for example, if the situation or in the COVID scenario, when it goes on different cycles, on the work front or on the considering the various scenarios, I sense a kind of a bit of there is a lack in the energy or the internal strength. I see from the different the perspective what's happening around us. So this is something. It's only gives a feel that is it something like where my energy is gone, or where is my original energy? I'm able to get some kind of a sense of feel on this. So that's how the background I raised this question as well. Yeah.
Are you a very people person, Magesh?
Yes, of course.
You love interacting with people?
Yes, very much.
You love having conversations?
Yes,
You draw energy from people when you meet them?
of course. Yes, I sense the people, and I see, because the people also sometimes they give energy, and sometimes somebody takes energy also. There's a two ways generally. I see. Yeah.
When you go into a group, for example, you're the one who has interesting things to say.
It's not all the time, and sometimes the other person also having interesting thing to say. So when any conversation comes, and we can say from our side, and there could be another guy also like provide a very interesting yeah, kind of comment or input from other side as well.
Would you say you are a deep learner?
Yes,
Do you like to learn from everyone and everything?
to the best extent. What is it's not like something I will get into very deeper. I try to take their yeah, kind of their experience, which they would have experienced in 10 or 15 years, and they will say in 1 or 2 words and 5 years, which I learned from my earlier some courses. And so I try to tap the potential or the key inputs, and that's how I try to grow myself from the other person, from their experience and their share, the what they are they're sharing to us. Yeah.
What uh, what is your profession, Magesh? What do you do professionally?
Professionally, I perform project managements. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like kind of providing the maintenance of the systems like this. So that's my profession.
And ever since COVID happened and you were isolated at home, you had to spend most of your time working from home?
Yes, in the last years, it used to be like that. Yes. Uh, um, Seldom, because it's everything is completely arrested, right? So work from home. But nowadays, now we started back to again coming back to the offices. Yeah.
And who is at home with you?
Family,
Who is family?
my wife and the kids,
How many kids? How many kids?
2 kids.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with your wife?
It's it's very nice, and yeah, it's ongoing. It's joyful.
What is the best thing that you feel COVID brought to you in your life because of COVID?
Well, rather it helped me to become more of slow down myself. That is how I can put it in a simple way.
Okay.
Otherwise, it used to be a kind of full of energy flow. I don't know how I spent this many years, but this put me a kind of slow down myself. Like it's like taking a very deep breath every day. I can put this way.
So when you're saying slow down, you're saying
Sorry.
you, when you're saying you slowed down, you're saying you used to be very fast and now you're not going at the same pace, right?
Well, yes,
Okay.
I can put this way. Yeah, yeah. Day to day, the life used to run with so many interactions and everything, and in a very fast manner. And but now it's because it's various the worldwide. It's stuck and it's slow down in my routine work or yeah, I can put this way. Yeah.
Okay. So whether you're going fast, whether you're going slow, you were heading for somewhere. What was that? Can you define that? Where do you see Magesh in 15 years from today or 20 years from today? Where do you see Magesh?
Well, in next 15 years, I would have retired in the next 15 years and 20 years. I
Why?
see myself as, yeah, and uh, looking for maybe a different role post retirement, with not like a really having a kind of just receiving some my pension or something to live, but certainly I see myself as doing some kind of a contribution, either in the workway or to the society. That's how I foresee, duly enjoying my along with my grandchildren. That's what I can foresee this way.
What's stopping you from doing social work today?
I continue to do so because sometimes the location of the work or something, and that that sometimes physical presence into the social networking could be a challenge. But I try to contribute myself on some kind of social contribution, whatever is best possible. I try to do that one. For example, if there is any, if you call as Akshay Patra or any other things and related things, I try to continue to contribute whatever best possible. That if we able to influence any individual, and I'll be happy. Yeah. So I'm just teaching to my kids as well these things. So that is how. Yeah. But physically, I'm unable to present myself of maybe the current work scenario or the COVID situations.
So let me share with you a brief about myself, all right? And see if
Okay.
able to make any connection over there. Pre-COVID, I used to be like you. I used to think that I cannot transform lives, I cannot coach people, I cannot change people's mindsets if I'm not with them in person. I have to be there, I have to be in person, I have to feel the energy. Only then it is possible for me to shift things or for somebody else to feel the energy in a conversation. All the questions that I asked you was a tick for me too. I was someone who wanted to be with people. I was someone who wanted to engage with people. I drew energy from people. When I was with people, I felt inspired and motivated. I used to learn from people. I used to engage and do everything. And it helped me a lot and it kept my energy up. When COVID happened, my energy went down. And then turning point started. And then my coaching started online. And I started doing things online. And I realized my physical presence is really not that important. If you know
Okay.
how to navigate the mind of somebody else, you can create transformation, you can help people, you can bring about a change, you can be a cause for some good that you do in society through the words that you do and say and share, and by just sometimes being present over there. Your mere presence in a conversation can also add value. Your mere presence on an online forum with a group of people can definitely add value to them and to others. You heard Rama say right now, he's been coming here for almost a year right now. That's his contribution.
Okay. Okay.
So, you started off by asking about energy. What are you getting from this conversation so far, Magesh?
what I get is that a kind of understanding the background of the current situation of an individual, what kind of challenges one is undergoing or the present state, and the live examples or the people how they are really handling with the similar situations. So that's what I can sense from the conversations from or the probing questions what you have asked, Samir, if my understanding is right. Yeah.
Are you finding some solution or some answer or some direction for yourself in this conversation?
I sensed one thing about the kind of still there is a possibility of to connect each other even virtually. There is a way to even to improve the energy. That's what the key point what I sensed, Samir. Yeah. So that is one thing. And of course, the individual as a personal, we have to focus as an ongoing an activity or building ourselves. That is something, and even uh, as an individual, as an independent, there is an ongoing. There is something in any case we have to look on. That's what I just sense, Samir, in this. Yeah.
What else? What else can expand your world after you walk away from this conversation? If you want to expand your world, if you want to expand your mind, if you want to expand your reality, what should possibly happen so that you remain in a state of excited joy for the life you have remaining?
Of course, yes. If we further expand as an ongoing process, that certainly it will help us to or help me to even to achieve my goals into further.
Expand into what? In what direction?
The opportunity to get back or use the opportunities or the tap the opportunities were available to increase the energy more and more.
It's very vague what you're saying. And when it is vague, I'm not sure if you're finding the clarity in what you say. After you walk away from here, or right now at this point of time, if you were to think about it, imagine you didn't have to retire. What would you do? Imagine right now you hit
Uh,
$1 billion. What would you do with your life?
Sorry, if I wait, sorry.
If you had a lot of money right now where you didn't have to exchange your time for money, what would you do with your life?
Well, I honestly, when money, even if it comes, I honestly I will not really look for any retirement or anything. I will continue to do my job, what you do, and plus I will really it helps me to enhance on a social contribution, plus also help other person to grow. I will try to expand my wings, like opening an NGO or something where it can help for other people to grow. That's what I can look for. But I continue to my job or what I do to enhance the job, because this is something like where my core area, and the money which I'm going to fetch that one, or which I'm going to get that one as a gift or something, and I continue to use maybe some portion I will use for my personal life, but the majority I will try to look on the development of the others or the society or whatever what I look this way. Yeah.
What's stopping you right now from starting an NGO this month? Is it money, or is it people, or is it something else?
See, I can look this way. It needs a lot of coordination number one, we need to have a setup plus also a considerable amount of time to be spent on this, more focus or concentration to be made onto this. And hence, so all nowadays, everything with the current world, everybody running behind the survival, or survival is a survival world right now, whom are working at in general. So these things are where the time plays a very important role. Yeah. And that is something more focus needed on this in a structured approach. That's the reason which um, means to opening an NGO or related things, and it is something not viable in my view at the moment. Possibly something if I really free myself of getting from these things a bit more, as you said, like if I get some kind of additional money or funds, and then it will become a kind of more free from the current scenario, or I can be a bit more relaxed on this, and which I can focus. But there are some current constraints are there.
What will your NGO
Which
be about?
Sorry.
What will your NGO be about?
Well, it's about uplifting of the person who is needing the education to the next level. That's what I can put it in a way.
Uplifting
Because I
education
strongly
to the
believe.
next level for
Yeah.
whom?
Sorry.
Uplifting education to the next level for whom?
For the needy or poor kids, or even the people who is doing engineering or whomever want to do this, and who is having some kind of challenges. And my focus is to bring them into the uplifting. It's basically, the thing is that there are a lot of challenges for many people, like for example skill development, or even if they are getting there is a challenge for them in terms of getting education or the development of skill level, because of the practical challenges what people are experiencing in our country. So I try to look this way, because I also grown from this ground where there is a lot of challenge, where take my career or everything, and I do challenge. There is no direction, and somehow I managed to get that one, but I try to look
Okay.
into the different direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So according to you right now, according to the way your life is going, when do you want to start this NGO? 2021, 2022, 2023, 2030, 2050?
Possibly next to 5 to 7 years time. I'm just thinking myself. You know.
So what will these students do until then? Who deserve the help that you can offer? Do you feel there are other people like you who might have a similar goal or desire?
Yeah, I know. Which I said, I'm trying to contribute in this current scenario in a similar way, which I mentioned in the beginning. Because since that cannot be done, so that's the reason I try to contribute myself how best it can be done. So that's how I try to do. Even for example, I called to my principal, the polytechnic where I studied, and I do some contributions. I visited to the principal when I was that time visited my polytechnic, and I do this one. I
Magesh,
share. I continue to grow. Do this one. Yeah.
Magesh, let me share something with you.
Yes.
Listening to your idea, I am getting excited.
Okay.
I'm getting excited for the possibilities of what can happen if you step into this. You just have
Okay.
to think, how many hours am I willing to give right now for this project? Is it 1 hour a week? Can you give 1 hour a week?
Only 1 hour should be a possibility. Yeah, yeah.
1 hour is easy. Can you
If just
give,
asking, yeah, yeah,
can
yeah,
you give
yeah.
2 hours a week?
Yes.
Can you give three?
I'm sorry. One
Can
hour a week, you said. I'm not able to understand subsequent words.
No, I'm asking, can you give two?
Um, See, ideally speaking, we have to look how really the time frame required.
That is okay. We'll
Normally
get
an
there.
hour. Yeah, yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
there. My first question is, do you have 2 hours a week to give for the project?
normally I look on an hour per week, or normally should be an a possible or a realistic contribution I can look for, considering the ongoing cycles.
Okay.
Adding the 2 hours or additional things. See, by saying yes, and if really not materialize, and
Absolutely.
that will not
Absolutely.
be making nice. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So you have 1 hour a week. Now the question is how to do the most in that 1 hour a week, right? Make
Mm-hmm.
those 60
Okay.
minutes count. If you imagine you
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
only 60 minutes in a week,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
let us assume you have only 60 minutes and you're a project manager, right?
Yes,
So you're a project manager, so you know the nuances of setting a project into play, of leveraging on
that's
people,
absolutely correct.
of leveraging on
Yes. Yeah.
resources, of leveraging on talent, of leveraging on time.
Mm-hmm.
All of these
Mm-hmm.
resources are what you do on a day-to-day basis. Imagine you took only 1 hour, and yet if you can create a master plan in that 1 hour for a whole system to come together and do things, don't you think that would be magic?
Certainly. Yeah. That.
You make sure you don't spend more than 1 hour. You make sure you spend
Mm-hmm.
only that 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the first week, you decide what are the resources required. The second week, you can ask yourself, how do I get these resources? The third week, how do I promote this? The fourth week, as you go along, each week, you set targets, deadlines, and things will fall. It's just what you probably require more than anything is your destination. What do you want? What do you want to create that you can start working on today? What do you want to create that'll bring you joy, that'll bring you excitement, that'll bring you happiness, that'll make you smile when you think about it? What do you want to do? What do you want to create? And no one can answer that question for you except you.
Yeah.
What are you getting from this conversation so far, Magesh?
Well, actually, when we have a vision or the focus, and if it is made clear, and a consistent an approach when we start contributing in a structured way and over a period of time, and certainly it will take a shape to the in achieving the goal. So that means the uh, the focus to be lesser. That's and and start in as quick as possible. That's what I'm getting the message somewhere. Yeah.
Beautiful. 2006, when I was 27 years old, all I knew was I wanted to go and live in China. I had no one over there, I had nothing over there. I had no money of my own, and I was sure that I didn't want to borrow money from my parents. I had no savings, nothing. All I had was an idea. And I sold the idea to a few investors, and they made sure it became possible. A few months down the line, because of various reasons, they pulled out. But I was sure I wanted to stay in China. And when I knew that I wanted to stay in China and I wanted to live there, things happened. I met people and new realities was created. We just have to choose
Okay.
what brings us joy. And if we choose that, life will be a joy. Thank you very much, Magesh, for joining us and for being in this
Yeah.
conversation.
Thank you, Samir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Actually, I joined without any. I seen this. There was an invite. I just joined this one to understand what is this all about, and so which can help me to further look into. Thank you so much, Samir. Yeah, thanks for asking these questions, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that completes the conversation, Magesh. And like I always say, I'm not here to give you answers. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do with their life or tell them this is the right thing to do. It's just a space of conversation, just a space where we explore possibilities and we explore what are the alternatives of looking at things. And in looking at those possibilities, probably a wall inside our mind might open up and become a door or a window that shows us so much on the other side. When you can see on the other side, we can create things on the other side. We can step into that. Thank you, Magesh. That was enlightening and powerful. Is there anyone else who would like to go into a conversation next? Yes, Leena, would you like to go?
Yeah, Samir, when he asked you this question, Mahesh, about energy that we draw, I learned it a very hard way that actually we think that we are drawing energy from people, but we should stop doing that and considering that we draw energy from people around us, or we usually look up to someone who's higher than us or something like that. But I think that's not true. I think we should depend on the source energy to draw energy, uh, because it's like when we draw good, we draw bad as well from human beings.
Is it
So
a
it's
question?
kind of
Do you want to reflect on it, or is it a reflection for Magesh? Because that we do at the end of the session, right, at 8 o'clock.
no, I don't mind reflecting on it because it's a good uh, sharing that he gave, and yeah, even I would like to know about it.
Okay. So why are you asking that question? Give me a specific instance in your life or an instance with a person that you're looking to address.
Uh, no, this was like a few years back when I had this habit of, uh, you know, um, going around places and serving the poor and all of that very, very regularly. And when I did that, I kind of felt, oh, it's so sad, so sad. I used to keep saying that. And when I said that, I just realized that I'm the person who's, drawing that energy. There was something that used to go wrong with me, and I used to shout at home. There was so much negativity in me. And eventually, I happened to speak to one of my Reiki teachers, and she told me that the problem is that you go to tell somebody so sad, or you should always say that they are whole, complete, and perfect for wherever they are, and then you stop drawing the energy. And then if in terms of the higher people, when I used to look up to my mentors, I used to feel, wow, this person is giving me energy. But then I realized eventually that no, this person was not giving me the energy. There was source energy which was already giving me whatever has to be provided at whenever. um uh, yeah, I don't know, but there was a situation where my Reiki teacher happened to remove her tooth and it got fixed. And at the same time, I got a surgery in my tooth, literally, and that I could never fix that tooth again. Like I had to do an artificial replacement and all of that. So that kind of the whole situation scared me off. That this is how we kind of take energy. When we are thinking we take good, also we take bad as well. I'm not sure about the situation or the truth, but that's what showed up to me in my life.
So, what are you looking to address here right now in this conversation?
So I want to know if that is true. That it's ideally, and especially like when you said, that we go out to meet people and we draw energy or something like that, or like I
Is
don't
it
know.
true for you?
Um, no, I think I have stopped believing that we take energy from anybody because we draw energy from source alignment only. That's my saying now. That's my belief now.
Okay. So, you have a belief. So, What is the question then? What are you looking to address here then?
Okay. No, I was just wondering if we draw energy from people because that was what he said. So I was like,
Each one works on their own belief system, right?
yeah, cool.
Yeah. Is your belief system serving you?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what matters then, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes. Is there anyone else who would like to go next? Who would like to step into a conversation and explore possibilities for themselves? Anyone? We have 12 minutes remaining.
Yeah, since 12 minutes are very important. After some gap, I think 2 weeks back I came. Then we were having a casual chat. Then I told in the earlier conversation we have reached into the human possibilities enhancer. Then I thought about it, reflected upon, made into human possibilities. Then your question was why human? Why possibilities alone cannot stand? Why there is a human? I reflected and more or less I have come to the possibilities. My question is, what made you think to ask that question?
What made me ask you the question?
Or why did you ask that question? When I said, and human possibilities,
Okay.
he said, why human? Why the possibility? Only possibilities. So
How will my answer help you?
it actually, I was able to uh, delete many of little more confusion, actually speaking, because when you get to the closer to the nucleus or closer to the real thing, the other things doesn't matter. These are all just like an adjective. It's remaining there because possibilities covers everything.
So you're saying when I asked you a question, you started going closer to the nucleus of the idea?
Yeah, I felt there was clarity for me. So I did not leave it like that. I just thought and thought. And now I actually started writing what you told today, that writing. I write only possibilities. I feel comfortable. There's no other, what you call, I don't think anything can be taken out from that. Like that question, that.
So you've just now answered your own question.
Yeah. No, I answered my question. My
You asked me why I asked you the
question.
question, and you told me what that question made you
Okay.
do.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Good.
What are you getting?
Yeah. No. No. The purpose itself is that the getting into the essence is getting to the essentials. So once the essential is very clear, then I think it's a purified one. So you're, you can say you are helping me so that I can, if I'm able to bring down 5, 6 or 8 words into 2, I may be capable of doing it one more kind of thing. But that is true, correct. So that's still in my mind. Why did Samir was asking that? That thought was in my mind. It was, the seed was there, but it worked. It did its purpose. Good, thanks.
Thank you. All right. We still have 8 minutes. Anyone wants to go?
Excuse me, Samir sir.
Yep.
Samir sir, during your conversation with Magesh, I have missed something. Like when you were talking about how we can prepare a master plan, and we're talking about listing the resources and putting the resources together and all. So, like, what was the fourth thing in the fourth week? What was he supposed to do? Like, first was listing resources required. Second was how to get the resources. Third was how to put it into function. And the fourth one was,
Those were random
Plan,
examples. That was not specifics. It was just
at least if I get it, no,
plan,
I'm getting a feel that it's incomplete. Something is missing
plan.
somewhere. That
You
connection
see,
is lost.
plan for each week, each subsequent week.
Plan for each subsequent week. Thank you, Rama. Thank you.
you should ask Magesh what are the steps should be taken to start an NGO, and then he will give you that, and then you have to go and start an NGO. That is what you should do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it
Use
actually confirms. Sorry, continue.
use the power of the collective. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to start, whatever you want to initiate. When we think that we want to do things on our own, it takes a long time. You do one work, you have two hands. I was just thinking, I have hundreds of books in my office, and if I make one seal and start stamping my name on it, each one, it'll take a long time. Instead, if I have 100 seals prepared, and if I have 100 students in the room, it'll take just a minute, right? The use of multiple hands in any project that you're doing, in any NGO or any work that you want to do, uh, leverage on people, because there are so many out there who will share your dream, your vision, your mission, your purpose. You want to do good to society, do it together. Yeah. All right. I guess no one else wants to go in today. We have 5 minutes more, and I don't know if anyone uh, wants to step into the conversation. But we have a few old timers here. Let us ask what has been the impact of conversations in their life because of Turning Point. We have Geet Mehta over here. Geet, are you there? Geet is not there. Leena, what has been the impact of conversations at Turning Point for you in your life?
I have taken back a lot where, a lot of references in terms of books that you talk about and a lot of videos that you share. All of it has been a huge blessing, and it's a blessing to be connected with Turning Point by itself, because it's like a family where I'm connected to each one of them, and yeah, it's amazing to see that people come here and share their life, and the way they get breakthroughs right here is a very beautiful thing. Like I have seen people share so many things like their father's death and everything, anything and everything that they're going through on the planet. And but for them, that suffering or that pain is the only big picture that is in front of them. And even I have had those times myself. So I really have deep gratitude for Turning Point.
Wonderful, thank you. I just want to share one quick story before we get into reflection. I was doing awesome walkers, and we had guests. We had a guest who was coming and sharing. She was a Romanian lady who was a public speaker. She was talking about her father. I don't know if I've told this story over here before. Talking about her father and how her father had a huge impact on her life while she was growing up when she was a small child. And at the age of 5, once when she was about to go to sleep, her father comes and says that he's going away for work, and she says, "I want to come with you." He says, "No, go and sleep. I will come back and we can play in the evening." She says, "No, I want to play with you. I want to go with you. I want to be with you." And he says, "No." And he leaves for work. She goes back to sleep. He never comes back. He meets with an accident and he dies. And she speaks about the memories that she has with him of how he used to take her, lift her, play with her when she was a young child before the age of 5. And we kept on having these different other conversations, and we were talking about her life and journey and all that stuff for an hour. And this was just one of the small stories that was there within their entire story. After the session was over, I asked the audience, and we had a lot of people in the audience at that day, and everyone reflected on different aspects of confidence and public speaking and how she was energetic. And how there's one lady at the back of the room who said, "I had one of the most profound takeaways today." And she said this. She said, "I have 2 young daughters, and I spend all my time working very hard to make sure that they have a bright future. I make sure that they are taken care of and that they are having everything that they want when they grow up." And she said, "Now I realize I could be gone just like that today, tonight when I go home in an accident. I could be gone any moment, any day. So I'm going to make sure my life is about making memories with them also, not just working hard and making money." And that is a powerful story. That is a powerful take home message. That is something where it transformed her way of being with her daughters. So when you think about Turning Point, or when you think about these sessions or any session, ask yourself, what is the specific thing that I'm taking which will create a transformation? What is the one thing that I will take away that will actually make my life more meaningful? There's a beautiful thing about trainings, for example. What they say about trainings is trainings or events like this is not for anyone to gather more information, but to create transformation in behavior. If behaviors or patterns don't change, then gathering more information is not useful. They say knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. So, thank you everyone for joining in over here. For me personally, every week when I come back over here, it's a huge learning, it's a huge reminder for me of the human possibilities. And that is what excites me totally. Somas is all happy.
You're branding it now for me.
I have just created something. I don't know if I've told you this. I've created a website and a domain which is called the University of Awesome Possibilities. So I'm working on creating something very similar to what you're doing as well. So you took it in 2 words. I took it in more than two. It's many words. But the intention is, what are you doing and what are you creating with it, right? But possibilities is something that I've been really fascinated with, and I realized when I looked at my Gallup strengths test and when I looked at what my number one strength is. It is about being able to look and create possibilities. That has been my strength. That has been my way of being. My natural state of being is creating possibilities. And not awesome, turning point gives me an opportunity to exercise that muscle, to sharpen that saw, to help me on a regular basis to look at what is beyond the obvious, to look at what is beyond what is just right in front of your eyes. So for each one of us, it's a matter of asking ourselves, what is the one skill I want to work with, sharpen, improve, and be better at? What is the one talent that I am holding, or my child is holding, or my daughter is holding, or my son is holding? A simple talent. Engineering is not a talent. Doctor is not a talent. It's a talent that each person holds. So let's get into reflection and see what each one is taking away from today's conversation. We had 3 conversations, Magesh's, Somas, and Leena. Some very short, nevertheless meaningful conversations. Who would like to go first? Rama?
Yeah. So good evening. Takeaways are from Magesh conversation. Basically, if we don't interact, we don't look at different possibilities, different questioning. Looks like it is like there is no energy. So it is a great idea for us to go and discuss things with different people, ask questions, have conversations. I think that brings a lot more insight and a lot more energy in life. I think that is what we are doing in this turning point in any case. Even if I don't participate every day, but when I see others participating, I do get similar things for myself. So that's what I take away from Magesh, that whenever I get stuck, when I'm in a rut or I'm kind of lack energy, it is a good idea for me to go and have some conversation or discussions and look at different viewpoints. I think that's the takeaway from Magesh's conversation. Leena's conversation, clearly, when my belief is different from others' belief, suddenly there is some confusion or some conflict. So which is the right one? So there I have to be very clear that what works for me is the right one, not what is generally acceptable or universally looked at in a different way. So what works for me is the right belief for me, right? So that's what my takeaway. And Soma's conversation, I think similar to Mahesh, that one question from somebody can change the whole thing, can create new possibilities. So having that kind of conversation or discussions or new viewpoints, so even one question can trigger the big change in anybody. So that's my overall takeaway. And in general, last 1 year attending this turning point, one of the primary takeaways for me is that how to adapt this kind of questioning and discussion mode rather than giving advices and enforcing my ideas to my kids. So I've been learning, I've been implementing that in my family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Major.
Thanks, Samir. From your conversations, each one takes in from his own understanding of life and from where he is coming from. So from these 2 conversations, what I had was each one works on his belief systems, each person, and his belief system will be unique. And every conversation opens up doors of possibilities. And third one is about leverages, because you said leverage. You like to leverage our strengths, leverage people, and the hours that ordinary people waste, extraordinary people leverage. And I also feel that one should have loyalty publicly. And if you are having a loyalty publicly, it also results in leveraging privately. And I personally feel, when I look back after this conversation, leveraging is one reason where some people become, because of which some people become rich and others do not become rich. And use your mind and emotions in your favor. That is one of the lessons that I drawn. And celebrate what God has given others, but leverage what God has given us. And most important, at the start of the conversation, you said one of the most powerful ways of succeed in life is to start writing. The more you start writing, you'll be able to explore yourself more, and that will deepen your life, your bonding with life, and that will ultimately propel you towards success. So these are the very nuts and bolts of the conversation, what I've been able to commit in my memory. Thank you, Samir.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. Yes, Harish.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
In fact, it was like when you go as an opening batsman and suddenly the first ball itself is a Yorker. Then throughout the innings, you are wondering what is going to come next. So Yorker was when you asked that someone from the group to define what is turning point. It was a very deep statement. In fact, what is turning point? And throughout this conversation, I was thinking about it. What is turning point for me? Then I thought the best analogy for turning point, as per me, is turning point is like that game in Winter Olympics, which is called as curling. You know, curling where there is a big block of disc which is thrown on the ice, and the two players, they keep on rubbing the surface and guide that ice to what is called as house. And I think turning point is exactly the same. We come and throw a disc here, and someone as prudent as Samir, who keeps on guiding that particular thing to the house. We all contribute either by learning or just guiding it. And that is what is curling is nothing but the turning point for me. That is what I felt.
Beautiful.
That was for. Secondly, regarding Leena's conversation, I mean, I don't say that I'm a science student. I'm okay. I'm an engineer, but having a bit of science background, uh, can energy be taken? I think energy cannot be taken. Energy is transferred. When you have a potential difference between 2 points, that is the state in which energy flows. As simple as that. When you are having a high potential energy, then energy from you will flow down to people who are having low potential energy. So that is where you can't draw energy. You can emit energy. And when you have negativities around, maybe you are that shining arm, I mean, knight in the armor, where you can exude positivity and bring about change. That is what I felt. Energy, you have your own energy, and there are ways to keep your positivity up, and then be an ambassador of positive energy. That is what I felt. So I don't think you draw negativity. Okay, negative atmospheres can bother you, but it cannot affect you. That is what I felt. These are the two things which I was just pondering over. Over to you, Samir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Harish. Quite insightful and quite thoughtful of how you use a metaphor. Janani, are you there?
Yes, Samir, that was a
Yes.
good session. Thank you so much. So I've been, having conversations about this, retirement part. Me and Rama keep conversing, and the same thing came today as well, right? I'm waiting for retirement to start an NGO. right? Most of us do that. I think all of us, including me. I am waiting for retirement to do this. I'm waiting for, after my retirement, I'll go and settle in Pondicherry. No. So why can't we do it now? Right. So I think, I kind of have realized that it's difficult to kind of get into that mode, but at least I'm trying to do whatever I want to do. Something which I reserved for retirement, I'm trying to do it now. Also, retirement is a bad word, right? Why do you need retirement? You want retirement only when you're not liking something that you're doing. Rather, whatever you do whatever you like. So I'm trying to actually, get into that mode right now. Wherever I am, I'm trying to just be what I am and do things what I like. So I hope it's a journey. It'll take its own time, but then at least that's where Turning Point is helping me.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
It will take you a long time until you stop using the word trying.
Yeah, absolutely. Just do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Geet, are you there? Or Ashok? Or Sakshi?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Ashok.
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 Very good evening to all of you. This is Ashok Velpula from India.
Yeah.
So just now I sent one message in the chat box, that is, joining Turning Point is the turning point in my life. See, of course, these days I could not join the session, but today it's very fortunate to I get a chance to join this session. Really, I've been learning a lot from these discussions and conversations, sir. Especially if you elder people don't mind, my primary observation and learning here is the language, because people are here from different areas of the world. So that first, the major thing what I observe is their language, and I try to learn something from that. I've been doing it. And next thing is the way of answering the questions by Samir sir or other people like Major sir and Lizzie madam. Really, there is a lot of impact of those sentences, conversations, and answers. Uh, that's what I could say. Really, I'm very happy and fortunate to have here and participating in these sessions. Thank you so much, Samir sir, and all the people who are here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ashok. Sakshi? Before we wind up today, I will read a small portion of something that I wrote when I was 24 years old. It's a very short passage that I'll read out to you. But let's hear some feedback if anyone wants to share. Somas, would you want to share something?
There are things actually.
You've written a lot of
We
notes.
started. Yeah. No, you should tell I'm not going, but I can say some pearls like one. I see you see possibilities in everything. Anybody comes and open up with any matter or any subject, immediately you see an abundance in that. For many of us, we think, oh, why this may not be that important, something like that. Then the conversation starts from area to specific, and you lead it. And finally, that is one of the things. And of course, you have brought in about the training aspects of the transformation of behavior and writing. Of course, somebody has told. And our gentleman Harish has asked that, what is a turning point? Actually, it peers deeply into oneself and then the thoughts comes. For me, like getting the possibilities, I now go back to my reflecting life positive were my topics. Now it is coming clear. Earlier, sometime I have kept one quotation, that is, and the day came when the wish to remain closed in a bud became more painful than the risk it took to blossom. So the blossoming time is arrived. So there is no question of not trying and get into the action, or what you told, that applied knowledge is the result of it. Otherwise, knowledge parcels are available today, plenty. And this space is one of the safest and very useful space. We can rebound and meet people, colleague. Some of them I met. And in fact, Ramasan and all was there when we are writing my line. Now things have changed. That's good. And the goal also, you told me, the dream. When we are ambition, I'm a millionaire, I want to become a billionaire or something. That means it's already conditioned. So you are operating from the limited framework. Whereas when you keep it unlimited, sky is not the limit. So very good conversation from everybody. And Leena ji also, that message, very Harish conversation added the scientific engineering mind also, energy. So that clarifies a little more on that. I think. So we don't have to worry. Very good.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
can continue.
Yes, Lizzie, would you like to share?
Good evening, Samir sir. Good evening to the family here. Yeah, at the beginning, if you really want to succeed in our life, we should start writing. Samir sir, that was the turning point I had. Here at Turning Point, that when I started writing reflections for Turning Point, the entire family supported me like anything. And that really gave me the courage and the confidence to continue with that. And here I am, you know. So it was a this was something where, as Leena was talking about transfer of energy. I felt that, yes, I too agree with Harish here that actually, yes, of course, something has to be there. It simply changes its form. We are not able to, we are actually not draining out anything. We are neither draining out nor absorbing anything. It is simply a source which is allowing it to pass on. So that was something very profound. And yes, through conversations, we can navigate people's mind and we can add value to others' life. This is another turning point I had experience here at this platform. And the third one, when we can see the other side, we can create on the other side. That discovery, and that discovery is possible only if we are coming from the space of possibilities in our mind. We have to be prepared. I am prepared, looking for the possibilities, and I'm sure that if I continue with this intention, I can definitely succeed in bringing smile on other people's face, sparkle in others' eyes. So it's helping me a lot. Thank you, Samir sir, for such beautiful conversations over here. Thank you, Magesh, for bringing up that topic to this platform.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lizzie. I'm going to very quickly read. It's a very small passage. It was a small write-up that I did, and it was the first paragraph of my. I thought it was going to be my book, but then I didn't complete it, or I didn't get on to finishing it at that point of time. Here's it. This is how it starts. It says, and the beautiful thing about this is it's so relevant today. It's so relevant to Turning Point. It's so relevant to the conversations that we have. It's so relevant to the way that I live my life even today, after probably 18, 19 years after I wrote it that day. And if you think it is interesting, I will read probably a few more after that. If you want me to proceed, you can tell me, and I will if you want to. It starts like this. I don't know anything. I don't know why I do the things that I do. I don't know what my thoughts are completely. I don't know my ultimate ambition or goal. I don't know why I am here today. I don't know where I will be tomorrow. In fact, I don't even know why I was wherever I was all my life. And then I don't know why I'm writing this. Yet, I'm happy. I'm happy because I know that I'm conscious of myself and my thoughts, my limitations, and the fact that I do all that I do because I want to do it, not because someone else wants me to do it. That much I know.
Samir sir, please continue.
Yes, it's very
Awesome.
beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Please continue.
I need a little
You would,
more.
yes.
Uh, I think I will. Okay, I'll read. I have friends, relatives, including my parents and a sister and a brother who has his own family. Uncles and aunts who have their own family, and lots of acquaintances who have their own family. I have them, but do I want them? Why don't I have a choice? To bring stability to existence and social order, they say. Why do we have to listen to what they say? Maybe because it's nice to be nice and polite, but who wants to be nice? Being nice is a state of being, could be true or not, a mask of hypocrisy. People prefer it anyway. Makes things easy for everyone, they say. Who is they? Who decided who they should be? Why don't people let the they change when the times change? Why do people inquire and wonder what they said regarding anything? In truth, why don't everyone seem to understand that each and every one is they and that it is to their own heart they have to listen to? Living by the dictates of your own heart is probably one of the most challenging things that a man must endure to live through. How do I know what I'm saying is right? How do I know what I'm trying to disqualify is a result of time, tried and tested methods of many generations and therefore infallible? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything. But I say it so that I may find the truth. How, you ask, can I find the truth in this fashion? Again, I say, I don't know. Continue? Few more?
Yes, please.
Okay, we have
Continue.
till 8:30. So we have 6 minutes more. I'll read till wherever we reach till 6:30. Chapter 3. How can you appreciate the beauty of something that is probably not there at all? I asked. What do you mean? Came the reply from a rare and lovely spirit, who I knew believed that God is energy and that energy is God. Look at the stars, it gives you light. And you love it and appreciate it with wonder, the beauty with which it remains suspended in the sky, giving light in the dark of the night. Yet light from a star could take several light years to reach Earth, and by that time it is possible that it has ceased to remain, that it has perished away. She looked at me and with a smile that was drowned in irony asked me, isn't that reason enough to appreciate its beauty, that it is no longer there, yet we see it? Haven't you seen a few mortals in this world who have been compared to these stars? Why do you think people remember them long after they are dead? I looked up into the dead of the night at the sky and wondered aloud, what is the reason people see your worth long after you are gone? Why do you want people to see or know your worth? Why do you want people to accept you? I don't know. Then think about it. Why do you do things or behave in a certain way without knowing why you are doing them? If you are intelligent enough to know that you don't know, then it is easy for you to begin searching for answers. It is those who think they know who will never know. Isn't what you're saying a paradox? I asked. Not really. At first, when you know everything that you know, it is a result of your conditioning, your education, your environment. After that, when you stop to think about it and realize the things that you know and those that you don't, you begin to be conscious about the factors that influenced your thoughts. Question your conditioning because that is based on the conditioning of those who conditioned your conditioners, which includes your parents, teachers, and all those you have met. You're right, or at least I think so. I have always been taught to listen and not to question which is told to me to be the truth, to accept that those elder than me are more knowledgeable and that they know better than I do. But I've seen that even they make mistakes and commit blunders. So that could naturally have happened even when they were trying to condition me, consciously or otherwise. Very true. They may say that they have our best interests in their mind when they teach us or guide us, but actually what they're doing is that they are doing what they think is best for us. Yet, how can they think what is best for us unless they think like us? To make matters simple, they make us think like them. In the process, what they are doing is making mirror images of themselves or what they would have liked to be or achieve. This may or may not be possible. That is not the issue here. The underlying truth here is that each one must know who and what they are. For that, there is no end, because in that respect, it is an ongoing process, and that is why education is a never ending process. My mind was being ripped open and torn apart. All my life, I have been restless, not understanding many things that were happening to me. I would ask myself, why do I have to learn history and chemistry? Why do I have to go to school? Why do I have to eat food with my right hand? Why do I have to walk without dragging my feet? Why do I feel awkward or shy in front of an audience? Why do I not feel free even though I'm told that I have freedom? Why do I have to be told everything in the first place? 100,000 questions swirled in my mind. I asked myself, why should I listen to what she has to say? You don't have to, she said. I then realized I asked myself a little too loud. The next instant, I asked myself, so why do I have to be conscious about it? What I am saying to you is, I don't listen to what I or anyone have to say to you about anything. Listen to your heart, to your soul, to your inner self, to your intuition. Do what you think is right and without any doubt. What if I have a doubt? Then what should I do? I ask. Then clear your doubt before you do anything. Be honest to yourself. Ask yourself, what is the reason that drives us to do what we do? Why? To be happy. For human beings, there are only two ultimate truths, that we are born and that we shall die. How we spend the intervening period is up to us. When we are children and wholly dependent on our parents, how can we seek our happiness? As a parent, if you seek for a child to be truly happy, then you must cease to make your children wholly dependent on you. Let him live his life even as you live yours. Children can be happy, but have you ever seen a man who is happy? Yes, I have. How do you identify such a person? Such a person will be free from conditioning, free from expectation that is the root of all hurt and depression, free from tensions and worries. When I say that he is free from it all, I don't mean that he doesn't have anything that goes wrong in his life. What I mean to say is that he does not let it affect him, that he takes it in his stride and moves on because there is no time to fret. He is busy being happy. Actually, he makes a concentrated effort to be happy. He questions everything and doesn't take anything at face value. He sees beauty in everything. He admires everything. He has no bias and always does what he thinks is right and best for him. Children are like that. Precisely, I'm glad that you notice. So, what does that tell you? Doesn't that make you realize that to be happy, all you have to do is awaken the child in you and to keep that spirit alive? So, do I know this person who you know to be truly happy? Maybe. How do I identify him? What's his name? Why do you want to know his name? Forget his name. He is the one I always see smiling, always. I realized how much more I had left to learn and that I would never ever know everything. The fact remains that I would also know them only as much as my exposure would allow me to. I have to liberate my mind, set it free, free of all expectations. Then I did what I should have been doing all my life and for the rest of my life. I smiled.
Amazing.
I still resonate with it. It's a beautiful part. I was 23 when I wrote this.
It's like equal to shairi, which this is says poetry or shairi, and you are selling just a simple write up for a passage.
Yeah.
So it's almost like poetic activities. So this time the title is decided of the book.
I took part from this and I finished Awesome Cup actually. This one was titled No Knowledge actually. This
Okay,
is
no.
knowledge. And so I wrote I smile, right? And the next chapter starts off by saying, why are you smiling? So there are parts of this book which have crept into Awesome Cup as the book. A lot of my philosophies over here got shaped during my younger days, and I'm glad that I had that opportunity, I think, where I went and stayed for a brief period of time in Auroville, and
Okay.
that short stint over there played a huge role in my life, in my thinking. And apart from that, also the book Fountainhead had a huge role in my life, and also the circumstances
Yeah.
and everything that was surrounding my life at that point of time. So yes, that brings us to a conclusion. It is 8:30. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me over here. It's 10 o'clock OU back in India. For me, it's 8:30. So let me not hold you back again for any much longer. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And Magesh, thank you so much again for joining. Leena, great to have you back over here. It's always a pleasure being in conversation with you. Janani,
My pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much.
And it was such a beautiful poetry.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Like I could really relate to everything that you shared. I mean, it's like that soul which is, so lost in his own world and thinking how he can relate to the world outside.
Yeah, that was me.
Beautiful.
That was me. They all sleep
Beautiful.
at that time, right? Yeah.
There is one Aditi sitting. He was not there at the reflection time.
Rajshri or Aditi? Who is that?
Aditi, Aditi Manjula.
Rajshri.
Usually
Oh,
Rajshri. And yeah. So Janani, looking forward to your NGO picking up together with Rama. Go change the world.
Yes, sure. Happy to join hands with Mahesh.
Yeah.
I think there's a purpose and we're together.
Yeah. There is a beautiful saying by Grant Cardone where he says, "Success is my duty, my obligation, and uh, my duty, my obligation, and my responsibility." And when you see it as these three things, success is my duty, my obligation, and my responsibility. And when you see everything about your life in that fashion, you have no time to waste. You have no day to lose. Every moment is precious. If you're assuming that after retirement, I will do the work that is the most important work of my life, you're saying you'll do the most important work of your life when you're not in your prime years, when you're not at your healthiest best. You're robbing the opportunity to give your best to something that is close to your heart. Just have to find a way around how to do what you want. You can do 1 hour. I'm doing 1.5 hours of turning point one per week. That's all I'm doing. You can all choose what is your endeavor that you want to give 1 or 1.5 hours of your life to, and you'll see it make a huge shift in your life too. So thank you everyone for uh, being a part of my life, being a part of my journey, being a part of Turning Point, and being someone who is going to leave an impact on our societies. God bless you all. Take care till we meet again next week. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so nice.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Samir. Take care.
Thank you so nice. Yeah.
okay.
Bye,